Hello guys. So in this video, we will talk about functions in Python with multiple arguments. So in our previous video, we have already seen how you can create basic functions in Python with single or multiple input and single or multiple output. And what was the syntax of function that we have already seen. So I'm sharing my screen. This is a Jupyter notebook. Let's say I'm creating a function def test, and within a function definition, what I'm saying, you will get 5 variables a, b, c, d, e, these 5 variables. And right now this function is simple. Whatever inputs you get, you just need to print it, a, b, c, d and e. And I'm not returning anything. I'm not giving output as anything. It will just print it, whatever input it gets. And if I call function test and pass values like this, it will run as expected. But what if I pass some more values or less values? Let's say instead of 5, I pass 6 values. It is throwing an error because as per our function definition, it is expecting 5 variables as an input. But right now I have passed 6. Similarly, instead of 6, if I pass some less variables, it will throw an similar error. Okay. So that is a problem. So what if at the time of writing function, I don't know how many variables will be there as an input. So it can take, I want to write a generic function so that it can take 2 variables, it can take 3 variables and so on. Okay, then how we can do that? And before moving to that, I'll talk about few more things. Here you can see I have passed 5 variables a, b, c, d, e. In the function definition, I have mentioned 5 variables. And when I call the function, I just assigned, I have just passed five variables like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you look into here, you can see by default, it has already taken, A has taken the value of 1, then B has taken the value 2, C has taken the value 3, D has taken the value 4, and E has taken the value 5. And why is that? Because this kind of variables are called as positional arguments. Okay. Whatever input you pass, you call it as an argument. And this kind of arguments are called as positional argument. So whatever position, as per the position, those values are assigned to that variable. Okay. So the sequence is very important over here. Okay. We call this kind of argument as a positional argument. Now we are talking about new argument. The main problem was I don't want to define how many number of variables I'll get from the user. It will depend on runtime. It might be 2, it might be 3, it might be anything. Because let's say if you want to take 500 arguments from the user, so it is not feasible for you to write 500 variable names at the time of function definition, right? So for that there is a new way, and that is, I'll show you. DEF, I'll create a new function test1, and I'll write asterisk, that is in normal language we call it star asterisk args. The name of the argument is args and the syntax is asterisk args. When the number of arguments are not defined, it can be anything starting from 1 to anything, then I'll write asterisk args. And args is just a standard way to write this kind of argument. You can write anything there. You can write asterisk Akshay or any kind of name there. The syntax, the mandatory thing is you should write a single asterisk before the name of the variable. Okay. And what I'll write, I'll do print args. Okay. The function definition is completed right now. I'm not returning anything as output. If I do that, and if I pass test1, and if I pass multiple values like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, see, it is printing that. Instead of that, if I pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe not only integer, I'll pass some string as well, some list as well. Okay. Then also it will take it as an input. Okay. So in this way, you can take multiple arguments as an input to the function. What if I write test1 and did not pass anything while calling test1? Still, it is not throwing any error, because whenever you pass argument as a asterisk args or asterisk anything, any name, then it can take input from 0 to any number of inputs. Okay. So this is how you can write a function with multiple function which takes multiple arguments. Okay. Now for an example, I'll write a function which will, what I'll say, concatenate two or many list. Okay. Whatever number of inputs you provide to that function, it will select all the list type of inputs and it will concatenate that. So let's check. I'll write concat list. It is the name of the function. I'll write args, and now I'll check. Like now, whatever args you provide, you have seen that it is nothing but a tuple. Okay. Here also you have seen you have taken input and you have printed it as it is. So you can see the output which you have printed, it is in the form of tuple. So this kind of input is always tuple. So what I'll write for I in args, if I type of I equal to list, then I want to do the concatenation part, right? So for that I'll write I'll take one empty list as an output. What I'll do, out dot append I. Okay. And at the end I'll do one thing, I'll return that out. Okay. If I do that, let's check what happens. So I'll write concat list and I'll pass multiple variables, 1, 2, 3. Then I'll write some string. Then I'll pass one list, right? Then I'll pass some floating number. I'll pass one more list with floating number, and so on. If I do that, see, look at the output. Actually, it didn't concatenate. So instead of append, what I should do, I should write extend. It will be a correct logic. And if I do this, you can see as an output, whatever input I have provided, out of that, it selected all the list type of inputs and it just concatenated that and give it as an output. If I do the same and assign a variable like let's say L2 equal to, I call the function and pass all the values. Okay. And if I do that, and if I print the value of L2, okay, it will give whatever is the output of this function is stored in variable L2 because of this return keyword. Similarly, you don't need to pass all the hard-coded value in the function. Whenever you call function, you can pass variable also. Like for example, I'll write L1 equal to some list 1, 2, 3, 4. L2 I'll write as a, let's say some any random list. Okay. Then V equal to, let's say some name, some integers. Once that is done, and if I write concat list, I can pass variables also. I'll pass L1, L2, L3. There is no L3, V. Then I'll pass some hard-coded values. If I do that, I'll get the same output. So it is not necessary to pass only hard numbers within a function. You can pass a variable also. Okay. So this is how you can do that. Now, what if we have learned about positional arguments in our previous video, right? And this is nothing but a argument which takes multiple input. What if I want to do the combination of both? So I'll write def, and what I'll do, test3, I'll take a comma asterisk args, and I will just return the same a comma args. Okay. So what if I call test3 and pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? What happens? Look here. Because our a variable is a positional, it can take only one value. So whatever value is passed, the first value will be assigned to that variable a, right? And whatever are the remaining values here, those will be assigned to this ARGS. You can see when I do return A comma ARGS, so the first value is A and the second ARGS takes the all remaining values. What if I do, I'll change the position like def test 4, and if I write asterisk ARGS and then comma A, and similarly I'll write return ARGS comma A. Now look at here, test 4, and I'll pass some random numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 7. It throw an error. Why? Because sequentially it is trying to assign all these number to these variables. Right now, since the first variable is this ARGS, right, it can take any value, it can take any length, any number of variables. So our function is not able to decide like which variables, which number should be assigned to ARGS. What it is trying to do, it is trying to assign all these number to this ARGS, okay, asterisk ARGS, and there is no value remaining for this variable A. It says the same, missing one required keyword only, that is argument A. So we'll try it in another way. What we'll do, we'll write like this, and here we will say A equal to 7. See, now it understood, okay, whatever are these values should be assigned to ARGS, and here we have mentioned A equal to 7. That's why it assigned this 7 value to our variable A. Okay, that is one of the way. If I do the same test 4 with the same function definition, but instead of this, what I'll write A equal to 1, and I'll pass the remaining values. It threw an error. Why? What is it trying to do? It is saying positional argument follows keyword argument. Why? There is a simple rule. So because of, to get rid of all this error, there is a what I must say, there is a standard rule or standard which everyone follows. Whenever you need to pass a positional argument and a keyword argument, this asterisk ARGS, we call it as a keyword argument. Okay, if you want to pass those two, it is a standard practice you should follow. Always write positional arguments first at the time of function definition, and at the end take this keyword argument. So I'll write a function test 5. I'll take A comma ARGS, the positional argument first and then the keyword argument, and I'll just return A comma ARGS. This is a standard procedure. If you do that, once again, I made some mistake. Oh, the spelling mistake is there. Return. If I do that, test 5, so you won't find any error. Like if you do this, by default, the first value will be assigned to variable A, the remaining will be assigned to the ARGS. Okay. If you do something like this, A equal to, then also it will work. Sorry, it didn't work. Why? Because again, positional argument follows the keyword argument. So it won't work as expected. If let's try this, giving the same error. Why? Because the value 2 is assigned to A, and again it is trying to assign one more value to A. That's why it is throwing an error. So the correct way is this. I thought it should work, but it is not working. So positional argument follows the, so that is whenever you want to pass the number of arguments, you will first pass all the positional argument so that it will be assigned sequentially, and at the end, if you want to pass something new, you can pass that. So that's it, I think. Yeah, I know it is little bit confusing for the beginner. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. I'll try to answer your query. But for now, you understood how positional argument and how that keyword argument works. There is one new topic for that. I'll cover that in next video. So I hope you understood how you can take multiple variables, input variable, multiple input arguments, in user defined function in Python. So if you like it, please do like, comment, share, subscribe, do each and everything you can do to encourage me. This is Akshay Daga signing off. Thank you. Bye bye.